How's the mic sound good? I'm ready if you are. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me in the cloud out there? Can everybody hear me? A little louder? Since I'm drinking water, is it okay? Can you hear us? So greetings, colleagues, students, and friends. Are we on record now? I hope everybody had a really fantastic Thanksgiving holiday, and I hope you had some time to kick back with family and friends. I can't believe it's almost December. Just can't believe it, but it's great to see you all. You know, I was thinking about Thanksgiving and giving thanks and helping others. As is customary at Hudson County Community College, scores of our students, faculty, and staff and their family members have been out in the community every single day, providing community service and helping others in need. We've had HCCC family members working in food kitchens, preparing meals, organizing food drives, stocking our food pantries, environmental cleanups, and more, and on and on. And like all of you, I'm so moved and inspired by the multitude acts of kindness happening throughout our college and our community. Over the weekend, as he always does, Ted Lai, the advisor of Phi Theta Kappa, shared with some of us beautiful pictures and really inspirational pictures of students, staff, and their family members reaching out to help others. So to everyone engaged in these acts of caring and kindness, thank you on behalf of the HCCC family. At last week's meeting of the Board of Trustees, our new alumni representative to the board, Jasmine Enyon, was sworn in. Jasmine succeeds Coral Booth, who completed her one-year term last month. And I know many of you know Jasmine. While she was a student here, she earned Dean's List recognition. She served as Director of Finance for the Student Government Association. She was one of 8 students in the HCCC cohort of the Goldman Sachs Local College Collaborative. She served on our college's Achieving the Dream Student Leader Strategy team, among many other involvements. And not surprisingly, she's currently attending Rutgers University, where she's double majoring in business analytics, information technology, and finance. Not surprisingly, she's active at Rutgers in their Student Assembly, Asian Student Council, Scarlet Honor Society, and others. We're all really looking forward to having Jasmine continue to be involved in the life of Hudson County Community College with her service on the board in the coming year. Also at last week's Board of Trustees meeting, it was my great pleasure to introduce our student poet laureate, Natalie Ackel, who read a beautiful original poem. Natalie's not here, is she by chance? No. Tomorrow we're going to be recording the November edition of our Out of the Box podcast series with Natalie and Assistant Professor of English and member of PAC Day, Eric Adamson. And Eric, thank you again for your leadership and support of this new tradition at Hudson County Community College. And speaking of PAC Day, I'd like to now invite Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Yours Pujols, and PAC Day co-chairs, Lalisa Williams and Jose Lowe, to offer a DEI update. We'll start with Yours, followed by Lalisa and Joe.
Thank you, Dr. River. Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. I do like the masks. It's an improvement. But first of all, I just wanted to take a minute to recognize Candice Peterson. She was appointed last week as the administrative assistant for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. We had a...
Thank you. I didn't know that this was going to happen today. Wow. Well, firstly, I want to say thank you to Yuris. Also, thank you to Pega, Heather, Dr. Jones, Linda. I work with them in academic affairs, and I feel like they definitely propelled me and instilled a lot of things in me to be able to take on such a position in DEI. And I'm excited for what the future holds. I'm ready to learn everything that I can and help the college become, better as a student, a current student here as well. So thank you. You put me on the spot.
Candice had a meeting with me in the morning, then she had a meeting with Natalia, and she still has a meeting with Liliza and Jose. I just hope she shows up to work tomorrow. But with that, I'm really happy to share that the board meeting last week, the board also passed two resolutions, something that we've been speaking for the last couple of town halls, right? And the first one deals with Title IX training, Title IX sexual misconduct training. This is community training. It's going to be training available to the Title IX team, people that are responsible for, providing and supporting the efforts. And there's also going to be training for students. There's going to be training for faculty. There's going to be training for, essentially, community training for everyone. It's going to be available in person. It's going to be available virtual, and it's going to be available asynchronous as well. So it'll be available, and this speaks to a goal 3 from the action plan of promoting an environment, that promotes safety and security, and it enhances the elements of confidentiality. The other resolution is the Ecornel Certificate on Diversity and Inclusion Program. We're going to be able to send over 150 members of our community to attend to gain this certificate. And again, Ecornel is Cornell University. They're the faculty that are going to be teaching it. This is an industry best program. It's top ranked, and we're going to be on the lookout for the communications, because we're going to start with the information sessions, to, kind of sharing the information to make sure that we get individuals in. Next semester, spring 2022, we're going to send 50, 2 cohorts of 25, total of 50 members of our community to attend, and then a similar number every semester after that. Very briefly, I also want to bring attention to a program that we held last week on Tuesday the 23rd. It was based on Thanksgiving, and it's part of a series that we called Deconstruction. We're taking a topic, and we're looking at it, we're analyzing the history of it, and really taking a deep dive into it, what it really means, what are the innate components of it. And we had 66 members of the community attend, and I kept on thinking, well, right before the holiday, we might not get anyone, but 66 people were there, and they stayed throughout the program. It was an excellent program, and there'll be others associated with that. Also, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Student Passport program recently concluded. We had a total of 24 students complete the program. And it's excellent because that provides us, students that could serve in PAC, that they could serve in some of the other programs that we have. And we're going to have a celebration on December 10th. And at that point, we're going to try to record some testimonials. So then we could also, celebrate that and put it on the website. But that's all I have from my end. And I just wanted to pass it on to my colleagues, Elisa and Jose. So say their piece. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, actually. I thought that I was going to be good this weekend in regards to food intake and be mindful of my miles or the steps that I was doing, but that didn't work out. So I'm still out of breath, as you can see. And excellent food when you go back home and meet your parents. So once again, I hope you had a restful holiday weekend this past weekend. So this past week, actually, I met with Group 3, and let me just give them the shout out to that particular group. That includes Warren Rigby, Sylvia Mendoza, Cesar Castillo, and Victoria Marino. Oh, last but not least, Teja Perek from my office. She's gonna kill me if I forget her name. The group is currently making efforts on a campaign, "You Are Safe Here," and that moniker was created by Dr. Clark, so I have to give him its props for that. So thank you, Dr. Clark, for the moniker. You are safe here. To bring awareness of policies and forms to reflect PAC Day's goals and objectives. So that's goal number 4. Goal number 3, which includes Antonia Severo, Karen Gali, Paula Robertson, Elena Winslow, and Rafi Majikian. And that particular group works on making including our faculty members, in building a sense of belonging for students by advancing their academic development, professional growth, and personal transformation. So the good thing about this particular group is that it's being championed by our faculty member, our staff, working collectively on some goals. So we'll be meeting also before the year is up, and then hopefully by next year I'll give you some updates on that particular group. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Reber, for this opportunity. I am Lalisa Williams, and I do have the opportunity to work closely with our overarching goals 1 and 2. As you remember, there are 4 overarching goals for PAC Day. And goal 1 and goal 2, goal 1 works a lot with programming, trainings, activities that involve diversity, equity, and inclusion, infrastructure. So they're working on things like helping us to create a formal set of bylaws and welcome letters, thank you letters, and other things like that for incoming members. As you know, the membership of PAC Day is about 3 years. And so come October of 2022, we will also be starting to recruit and look for new members as well as those that will continue. But I wanted to just highlight one particular event that is coming up, that's coming out of Goal 1, and that is our panel discussion on women in higher education, Voices for Advancement. So thank you so much to all of you that have already registered and or saw the flyer and has marked it in your calendar that you will attend. But we do have 4 women in higher education that will be on that panel, and it is happening virtually in the library in the atrium, but also we will stream live to the North Hudson campus, and we also have that login information already shared out to you, but you're welcome to let us know if you did not get that. But we do have Janine Nunez from Business Culinary Hospitality Department. We have Nicole B. Johnson, who is also in the audience with us here today. We have Dr. Janine Baptiste and Dr. Nadia Headley. That event starts at 11 o'clock and it ends at 12:30 p.m. 12 o'clock, we will break for networking and a little refreshment. So we thank you so much for those of you who will come. Also, Goal 2 is working to strengthen, highlight, and improve our HR practices of all sorts. And so that could be promotions, that could be some recognitions, and some other basic HR practices. So thank you all for letting us share this information with you.
Well, thank you so much, Candice, Lalisa, Jose, and Eurus. We are enormously grateful for your strong leadership. Our Return to Campus Task Force continues its dedicated work to lead, advise, and support our community. And on behalf of the task force, I'd like to thank all of the faculty, staff, and students who've provided documentation of full vaccination status required of all employees and required of all students who will study, attend activities, and or utilize on-campus services in the spring. Please note that this includes all adjunct faculty who will be teaching on ground or remotely in the spring, very important. To date, about 2/3 of our community members have provided the full documentation, and several employees have applied for and been granted exception status due to personal health or religious considerations. These exempted employees will be required to submit weekly test results beginning in the spring, as we've discussed previously. About 15% of students registered for on-ground courses in the spring, currently registered, have not yet submitted their vaccination documentation, but putting that another way, 85% have, which is very good. All of these students have been contacted and will continue to be contacted until the information's been received by the college. If the information is not received, students will not be able to attend classes or activities on ground beginning in January. And we will work with these students and change their schedules to fully remote and online to the fullest extent possible if they don't become vaccinated by the start of spring classes. Students, please submit the vaccination documentation now. And remember, you'll receive $100 when you do so.
The minority of our employees who have not provided the required documentation have all been contacted and will continue to be contacted by the Office of Human Resources and their supervisors until the information is received. And I want to really stress that out of consideration for our community, please, if you've not yet submitted this documentation, please submit the information immediately. Please do not wait until the last minute. Wednesday, hard to believe, is December 1st. And documentation is required before we leave for the holiday break. Waiting until the last minute is inconsiderate of our staff who are really heroically managing this process for us. So please get that vaccination in without delay, like today if you can. Any employees who have not provided proof of vaccination or received approval for an exemption will be deemed out of compliance and subject to disciplinary action up to and including suspension of pay followed by termination. I want to emphasize today that we do not want to discipline anyone. So please comply without delay if you are one of the remaining employees who have not yet completed this process. The deadline for requesting exemptions has passed and approval of employee exemption requests has been communicated to affected employees. So we're now focused solely on receiving outstanding vaccination records. This morning, I sent our 4 union presidents the timetable for disciplinary notifications and actions should any employees not comply with this requirement. Again, I thank most of you who have already completed this process and the rest of you who will do so shortly. At this time, I'm pleased to invite our RTC Task Force co-chairs, Lisa Doherty and Dr. Heather DeVries, to offer an RTC update. Lisa and Heather, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reber. I'm going to start off with a few other announcements on the topic of vaccination and then turn it over to Lisa to talk about how students can submit their vaccination records and some other updates. As a reminder, the North Hudson Community Action Corporation, we continue to partner with them, and they have a presence on both of our campuses at varying days and times during the week. As a reminder of the schedule, they are on the Journal Square campus and the Gabert Library on Thursdays and Fridays from 8:30 to 3 p.m. And they are at the North Hudson campus in room 105S on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 8:30 to 3 p.m. This information is especially pertinent insofar as all adults over the age of 18 are now eligible to receive a booster. And we will be communicating through an RTC email later this week some additional information with a reminder of these days and times they are at both campuses. If you have not been vaccinated yet, in order to meet the 12/20 deadline, the only vaccine that will fit in the timetable is the J&J single-dose vaccine. However, it's important to note that the NHCAC is not administering the J&J vaccine, so other arrangements will have to be made to receive J&J. Otherwise, employees who have not uploaded vaccine proof should contact Bill Richards, W. Richards, for Laserfiche activation. And if you need assistance in any way, you or a member of your team in getting your vaccine proof uploaded, please don't hesitate to reach out to return@hccc.edu, and we will put you in contact with someone to help. We will get you the support you need. At this point, I will turn it over to Lisa.
Thank you, Heather. So just an update on our students who are doing a great job of getting their vaccine records into the Return to Campus Task Force. To date, over 4,400 students have submitted from the fall and the spring. So these are students since the beginning when we were requesting them to upload. So 4,400 students. Of those, 1,500 are registered for spring classes. And like Dr. Reber said, about 350 have not registered for on-ground classes but have not submitted vaccine records. But never fear, we have 2 part-timers who are dedicating 100% of their time to outreach. So we are emailing, texting, and calling every single student. And when they get annoyed and say, you already texted me, I say, well, put your records in and I won't text you again. So they will continue to get texts and emails until they send in their records. Students have been really, really cooperative and trying to find schedules that work for them. We're arranging to get vaccinated on campus. So we're really confident that we'll be able to work with all students. Any student who has an extenuating circumstance or a concern or feels like their schedule is not going to allow for them to take remote classes should contact the Return to Campus Task Force. We're working with every single student individually, and we will find a solution to their problem. We will, when we return from the break, any student who has not been in touch with us and tried to work with us to change their schedule, we will be changing their schedules for them. So we will notify them ahead of time, but at this point they are getting so much communication that as of January 3rd, we will begin to adjust their schedules. This is very important. This morning, students who have provided proof of vaccination received an email from the Return to Campus Task Force letting them know that they can get their spring validation stickers for their IDs beginning next Monday at security. Security in the library, security in the G building, and security at North Hudson. If you'd like me to share a copy of that email, I certainly can. In fact, it probably is a good idea to send that to the college community. So they are being told that they should show up with their ID and the copy of that email that they just received today, and they will get their validation sticker. This validation sticker tells us who is permitted to be on campus this spring. So it's really, really important that students bring their IDs in and get validated. If they don't have an ID, especially a new student, they can get their ID when they come in. Other than that, just a reminder that students will continue to get the $100 incentive. So we should be encouraging students, if they haven't, even if they're taking remote classes by choice and they're vaccinated, they get the $100. So all students should be encouraged to upload their vaccination records. And that is all I have. Oh, we are aware, as I'm sure all of you are, of the new variant from over the weekend. And of course, like we have for the last 2 years, we will monitor and follow CDC guidance, but I think it's too early to know what that means for us, but just to be aware that we are aware, and our health and safety group, I'm sure, is aware, and we'll be discussing it as needed. So that is all I have. Thank you so very much, and we look forward to processing all vaccine records ASAP.
Thank you so much, Lisa and Heather. We're exceedingly grateful to both of you and all members of the RTC task force for your continuing and really stellar leadership guidance and support. I have just a bunch of good news items that I'll try to do quickly. 2 weeks ago, HCCC participated in 2 highly significant events held to coincide with National Apprenticeship Week. On Thursday, November 18th, a team of Hudson County Community College faculty and staff joined me at a signing ceremony with the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825, at their training center in Dayton, New Jersey. New Jersey Department of Labor Commissioner Robert Asaro Angelos attended and spoke, and we celebrated our new agreement with IUOE Local 825 that grants 30 Hudson County Community College credits to Local 825 members for successful completion of their union apprenticeship hours, which meet industry-recognized standards of excellence. Then those apprentices complete 30 additional credits in HCCC coursework, which leads them to receipt of an HCCC Associate of Applied Science and Technical Studies degree, transcripted degree, which, by the way, in the future can move them forward to pursuing bachelor degrees and beyond. This 18-month program, which is funded in part through a grant from the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development, is one of only 2 such programs in New Jersey and the only program of its kind at a New Jersey community college. 30 apprentices will be enrolled here at Hudson County Community College this spring, taking 6 credits or 2 classes each semester through the duration of the program. Fantastic. And on November 19th, just the next day, a team of our college colleagues joined Lori Moore Golan and me in a celebration of our new collaboration with Thomas Edison State University to offer a 2+2 advanced manufacturing degree program that moves from our associate degree right into Thomas Edison's baccalaureate degree. This will be offered to apprentices at Eastern Millwork, our partner, really trend-setting, pace-setting partner, but also in other locations going forward as we grow our advanced manufacturing and apprenticeship program. So the celebration of this was held at Eastern Millwork's state-of-the-art facility in Jersey City on November 19th. I want to offer hearty thanks to Associate Vice President for Continuing Education and Workforce Development, Lori Margolin. Lori's here, right? There she is. And Associate Dean of STEM, Dr. Burl Yearwood, STEM faculty and staff, colleagues, and others for their leadership of these really pioneering programs and partnerships. And 2 weeks ago, I was honored to speak at the grand opening of the new Innovation and Commercialization Lab at Mission 50 in Hoboken. This exciting project has been championed by Mission 50 CEO and founder Greg Delaquila. The lab is the centerpiece of a college and university-driven entrepreneurial community in northern New Jersey. Hudson County's 4 colleges and universities, Hudson County Community College, note I said that first, New Jersey City University, St. Peter's University, and Stevens Institute of Technology all have space at the facility for students and faculty to conduct entrepreneurial research, commercialization initiatives, and programming, and we're all in the same area. Senator Robert Menendez was the keynote speaker, and I joined the presidents of our sister colleges and universities in offering remarks, and it was really wonderful to be able to speak about the inspirational achievements of our students, including Jack Kent Cook and Goldwater Scholars, NASA interns, and so many others. I want to thank business lecturer Sharon Daughtry and Associate Dean Dr. Eric Arakashian for their leadership. And I'm also pleased to share that HCCC, in partnership with New Jersey City University, has been selected by the Aspen Institute to join the National Aspen American Association of State College and University, or ASCU, Transfer and Student Success Intensive Cohort. With the support from Ascendium's Education Philanthropy and in partnership with the Aspen Institute College Excellence Program, ASCU has committed to supporting an HCCC and NJCU team in a one-year initiative to advance practices and policies associated with improved, more equitable transfer student success. So we're really in a pilot to test and demonstrate best practices with regard to transfer student success. The identification of cohort participants followed a nationally competitive application and selection process. As part of this grant-funded project, our HCCC NJCU team will participate in monthly meetings designed to provide practical support aimed at accelerating transfer reform. We thank Vice President Lisa Doherty and our colleague NJCU Vice President for Student Affairs Jody Bailey for their leadership of our joint application and the work that we will do together next year. There's so much good news. There's going to be more coming. But let me say, so many positive outcomes that are the result of our college-wide engagement around student success. Congratulations and so many thanks to everyone involved. And it truly is a village of people that are making this happen. And on that note, it's now my pleasure to invite Dream Team co-chairs, Dr. Heather DeVries and Dr. Sheila Dinan, our 2 Dr. Ds, to offer an update on the continuing comprehensive work of the Student Success Dream Team. Heather and Sheila.
Thank you, Dr. Reber. I will start off with the information that we have had 3 students apply for the DREAM scholarships, and their applications were all submitted by the deadline on November 19th. But on Monday, the 22nd, I had to redo them because ATD had a glitch on their side. But they have all been accepted, and I have confirmation numbers that they have been put into the pool. So here's hope that we get another Dream Team Scholar this year. The Dream Conference was looking for proposals and submissions, and at this point in time, we have identified 2 different groups. David Clark and the Hudson Helps people will be submitting one, and the other one will be coming from Uris Pujols and Anna Kropitsky. And let's hope they're also represented in February of 2022, which is when the Dream Virtual Conference would be. And if any of you are looking to go to the conference, please contact Heather and myself as soon as possible so we can get the approval and the applications all working together. So if you need any more information about the conference, you can contact either Heather or myself, or go onto the Dream 2020 website. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. I'm going to add to what Sheila has already provided with a few other updates related to our implementation teams, as well as our engagement with CampusWorks. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who participated in at least one of the CampusWorks focus groups. We know it was a very time-intensive process, but I think absolutely worth it. I know a bunch of us are so excited to see their report and recommendations and feel that this engagement and this partnership will really help move us forward and really help build our capacity for data access and data usage, which is just such a crucial component of our student success work. So thank you. As part of this engagement, John Scanlon has circulated a survey assessing our data usage habits and needs. If you haven't done so already, please complete it. The link to the survey was last distributed from John Scanlon's email on Tuesday, November 23rd, just before the Thanksgiving holiday. And it really takes 5 to 10 minutes. It can take longer depending on how much you have to say, but really it's as quick and easy as 5 minutes. So please complete it if you haven't already. It's really important we get a robust sample in response to that survey to make the most of the information moving forward. Most immediately, the survey results will inform the themes for discussion at a forthcoming data summit on Tuesday, December 7th in the afternoon. I believe it's 1 to 4. Again, we're hoping to have strong attendance and participation at this event. It'll be similar to the Capacity Cafe we had in November 2019 with Dr. Fifield and Dr. Garcia. So if you attended that, it'll be similar. And again, we're hoping for similarly strong attendance and participation and engagement from across the college community. If you are able to attend on December 7th, please do so. The registration link for the Data Summit is also in John's email from November 23rd. Switching gears to our implementation teams, again, for year 3 of engagement with Achieving the Dream, we have focused, we're kind of shifting our tone, shifting our language from how teams, we're really focused on planning and getting into the weeds on the action plan, to implementation teams, again, putting the action in action plan. So for today's town hall, we're going to spotlight a few, and then we'll kind of cycle through at these town halls. So there's good work going on across the board, but today we're going to highlight 3. The first of which is the Academic Foundation's English implementation team, which is led by Dr. Sean Egan in close collaboration with Lauren O'Gara and Allison Bach. And they are working on implementing and determining the logistics to implement a mid-semester common assignment across Academic Foundation's English sections as a kind of temperature check for student progress mid-semester, which then allows time for interventions by the faculty member working with the student one-on-one, again, helping leading indicators. We want to know as early as possible when an intervention needs to take place. So our Academic Foundation's mathematics implementation team, led by Kyle Woolley and Laura Samuelson, is working on determining the logistics to pilot a self-paced model of instruction next fall. They'll be doing the pilot next fall for a handful of Academic Foundation's mathematics sections. And from everything they've said about this model, it sounds really, really promising. And then finally, the Hudson Helps, which is led by Dr. Eric Karakashian and Dr. David Clark. They are working with Vice President Nicole Johnson to identify additional revenue streams for Hudson Helps and really figuring out how to engage donors so we can have as robust resources through Hudson Helps Resource Center as possible. And then Dr. Karakashian provided an updated number that almost 7,000 meals have been prepared and donated to the HCCC food pantries by the Culinary Club, which is really just remarkable. So thank you to all the implementation team co-leads, everyone engaged in this work for your time and effort and energy. That's all we have. I will turn it over to Dr. Reber. Thank you.
We have such a phenomenal team here. Thank you so much, Heather and Sheila and all who are involved on the DREAM team, the Student Success Implementation teams, those leading and supporting the Hudson Scholars Project, which, by the way, is not only meeting, I would say exceeding our expectations at this point, and everyone else who's contributing to student success throughout the college. And on a related note, I'm exceedingly pleased to share that our spring enrollment is continuing to grow among both continuing students and new students. And I think we really have reason to believe, and we're beginning to see the metrics that suggest that the continuing student number has an awful lot to do with the student success work that we're hearing about. The new student number is just phenomenal as well. So I've asked Associate Dean for Enrollment Services, Matt Fessler, to provide us an update. Matt, thank you so much.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Matt Fessler. I'm the Associate Dean of Enrollment, more famously known for the Fessler Fried Chicken Sandwich at Libby's Home Kitchen. If you haven't gotten it yet, make sure when you're walking back, you stop in there and give it a try. And make sure you review it. Give me a review. I want to know what you think, okay? I have my name attached to that, so it's very important that it's good. So I'm going to give an update on spring 2022 enrollment. Before I do that, though, I want to remind everyone, registration is open now for all students for the winter and spring terms. And the best place you can refer a student to is our enrollment guide. It has all the information you need, can be found in there. And that can be found at hccc.edu/enrollment guide. Now, here's the good news. As Chris said, we are up for the spring 2022 term as of right now. Overall in headcount, we're up 18.94%. In credits, we are up 24.46%. And then we're seeing really strong numbers for new students. So we are up 51.69% in headcount for new students, and we are up 62.5% in credits for new students. So just phenomenal work all around by everybody. We're in a really good place. We're gonna remain cautiously optimistic as we move forward. But there's so many people that are involved with this. Too many to thank when I'm up here, but I want to give a shout out to my admissions team. I told them I would do that when I come up here. Advising, financial aid, and so many others are, as Chris said at the beginning, it really does take a village. And lastly, I just want to let everyone know this Thursday, December 2nd at 6 p.m., we do have an all-Spanish information session on enrollment and the college in general. And we've been promoting the event, but if anyone wants a copy of the flyer, please feel free to reach out. The whole flyer is in Spanish, so if you know somebody that you could provide it to, please reach out and we'll get you that flyer. Again, that's 6 p.m. this Thursday, December 2nd. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matt, and everyone involved on the enrollment services team and the whole college community, because as I frequently say, enrollment is truly the outcome of every member of the college community, everything that each and every one of us contributes to the mission of this college. So let's keep that momentum going. I want to take this opportunity, actually, I'm realizing we have another new colleague here today, and that's Janet Chavez, who is today, this is her first day in the president's office. Janet, we're so happy to have you here. Janet and her other new colleague, Madeline Rivera, who will be starting in just a few days, are joining the staff, obviously now preparing for the day that we're all not looking forward to, which is the retirement of Marcy Williams and Jennifer Oakley. And we're so glad, Janet, that you and Madeline are here to have an opportunity to learn from the 75 years of experience that Janet and Marcy collectively have. More importantly, 75 years of just exemplary service to this college. Janet, some of you may know Janet because she worked here for about 7 years with Dr. Paula Pando. She's also worked at NJCU, and we're delighted to have her join us. And she's a resident of Jersey City, and I'm still learning, Janet. But she has her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree from NJCU, and Madeline is a resident of Bay, and I'll introduce her the next time, and is an alumna of HCCC. So, welcome, Janet. So happy to have you here. We continue to outperform our budgeted enrollment for the current fiscal year, which of course is exceedingly important to the college's financial strength, particularly at this time of financial and so many other challenges. You know, we had budgeted on a projected 10% decline in fall enrollment. Our actual decline was more like 5%. And now we're budgeted for a 10% decline in spring, and you just heard that we're doing exceedingly better than that. So this is really, really good news, most importantly because it means we're serving and keeping more students. But also it has a bottom line implication, and that's important to us as well as we move forward. I'm really pleased to share that the Board of Trustees approved the fiscal year 2021 audit, which was prepared by the auditing firm of Donahue, Geronda, and Doria at last week's meeting of the Board of Trustees. And again this year, we received a clean audit with no findings. And further, our net position increased again this year in spite of all the challenge. And of course, net position is the overarching financial indicator of the college's financial stability and strength. And Veronica, how many years in a row now have we seen clean findings and an increase in net position? 5 years, the 5th year in a row. So we want to thank Vice President for Business and Finance, Veronica Zeitner, and her entire team for their continuing strong management of the college's finances and financial processes. Thank you for your leadership and stewardship of our resources. Recently, more good news, we learned that Hudson County Community College is one of 10 community colleges nationally to have been selected to participate in a 2-year initiative to develop new or improved pathways between non-credit and credit instruction. This project has been launched jointly by the Association of Community College Trustees and their partner, Education Strategy Group. The project's findings will build the case among community colleges that non-credit and credit alignment is critical both for students and for institutional effectiveness. I think we all know that, but saying it is one thing and living and breathing it and making it happen is another. And you know, I really believe that the success we're experiencing on so many fronts sort of begets more success. And ACCT has certainly, as one of the major associations serving the community college sector, come to know and appreciate the good work all of you are doing. I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing more and more of these opportunities come our way. But the most important reason is that we're really doing good work in this area. Let me say the community colleges were invited to participate through a very highly competitive selection process, and the invitation for us to participate is again a reflection of strong leadership here. Again, I have to thank Lori Margolis. Your head's going to be too big to fit out the door, but I want to thank Lori, our academic deans, and their faculty and staff colleagues. This will be very vitally important work for us in the coming year as well. Our valued colleague, Joe Caniglia, has been very active, as many of you have witnessed, in his new role as Executive Director of the North Hudson campus, and I've invited Joe to offer a North Hudson campus report today. Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Reber. So before I begin, I just would like to give a shout out to all the faculty and staff at the North Hudson campus, because during these difficult times, everyone has come together to serve our students in a positive way. It hasn't been easy all the time, but they're doing amazing work, as they are down here as well. But I just wanted to give them a shout out, and a special shout out to my Associate Director, Amala Ogborn, Jason Figueroa, and Diana Galvez, because as a team, we're working together to better serve our students. So thank you very much. Thank you. As Matt said, the enrollment is looking good, and at North Hudson as well, we have an increase in enrollment for spring 2022. So hopefully we will continue in that direction. To help with enrollment, to better serve our students, Tricia Clay and her team worked so quickly with me to update the computers in the self-serve area for registration and financial aid in the Enrollment Center. So we now have new monitors, and the hard drives have been updated, and more memory has been added. So this is going to better serve our students to help them, register more efficiently. Okay, to help with enrollment, Diana Galvez has been working with Union City High School and North Bergen High School, where she gave information sessions in Spanish to prospective students coming to the college. Last week, 50 students from North Bergen Excuse me. Is it all right? Last week, 50 students from North Bergen High School came to the North Hudson campus, and Diana Galvez gave 25 an information session while the other 25 tested, and then she did the reverse with the other 25. So that's good. Congratulations, Diana. Thank you. Also, on November 12th and November 19th, Matt Fessler and Akia Santos organized an information session for the local high schools in our area where students and their parents came to learn about the North Hudson campus. And thank you to Matt and Akia and Lisa. Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Kathleen Smith-Wenning and Karen Holsick. We found that a lot of students who participate in the exercise program are from the Union City area. So we're thinking about, in the fall, offering more of these courses to our students at the North Hudson campus. Maybe this will help expand and grow our program. So I met with Kathleen and Karen a few weeks ago, so we're working on that. So hopefully in the fall we'll have some more courses in that area offered at the North Hudson campus. On another note, the logo, Hudson is Home, created by our students. Hopefully very shortly, if approved, we're waiting for the quote. We're going to have the signage, Hudson is Home, displayed at the entranceway of the North Hudson campus. It will help create a positive and warm feeling for anyone who enters the campus, so we're looking forward to that. Pat was up last week, and we're waiting for a quote on it. Also very exciting, which will help promote equity for our students at the North Hudson campus. We're looking into having a cafe up at the North Hudson campus, similar, hopefully, to the cafe in the Student Center. Ilya Ashman, Dr. Jones, I've been in correspondence with, and other people have met. The architect came up last week and is in the process of putting a plan together. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll have a cafe for our students at the North Hudson campus. Very excited about that. I know our students will be very excited, and employees as well. This year marks a milestone for the North Hudson campus. It's our 10th year anniversary. So I'm putting together a committee to gather to discuss what type of celebration we would like to have for the North Hudson campus. We're looking at having it in the spring, of course. It was too close to have it this semester, so we're looking at sometime maybe in March or April in the spring semester. So the committee is scheduled to meet in a few weeks, and I'll keep everyone posted as we gather information. Okay, moving forward now. To help promote in-service for our faculty and staff, Amala Ogborn has taken the lead on devising an in-service for our faculty and staff, which will take place in the beginning of February. So thank you, Amala, for taking this initiative, and if you need any help, I'm here to help you. Okay. And Jason, I can't say enough about Jason. Jason works so hard, as all the associate directors and assistant directors do. He's on the front lines there with students every day, and he's making sure that our students have a positive experience when they enter the college and going through the enrollment process. So thank you, Jason. Okay. Our new social worker, Diliana Acosta, has been working very hard. She's had a couple of Wellness Wednesday events, which have been very successful. So thank you, Diliana. Lisa Bogart, I just found this out the other day. I was working with Lisa. Jason and I have been working with Lisa Bogart. She has students that come into the library at the North Hudson campus that are taking remote classes or fully online classes. And they need a space where they can communicate with their peers about their coursework. So we were able to help her, and we designated some labs at specific times when they're not being used, where these students can congregate. So if they need to, they can work with their students, peers, on their academic coursework. I didn't think online students would need to come to campus, but believe it or not, they do. And they do come with their friends sometimes. And, you know, they want to work on whatever projects or papers they've been assigned. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll keep you posted on the success of that pilot. And finally, Catherine Morales and I are going to work together to have a social service day at the North Hudson campus. It probably will not happen in December, but we're looking forward to having it in the spring. Thank you very much.
Joe, thank you so much, and to everyone in the North Hudson campus HCCC family, thank you. It's exciting to hear all of that good news, and I love that campus. Every time I'm there, it just feels, there's a special sense of camaraderie. I think that it's supported by being, you know, in one comprehensive place together. But we appreciate this very much and are delighted to see things grow. And, you know, Libby's Home Kitchen is doing so well with, you know, limited folks still on the ground. Remember that. In fact, when we have more people on the ground, I don't know, we're going to have to expand it. But it's great. So if we can make something like that work at North Hudson, we're all for that. Is Dr. Schiavolotti here? Yes, he is. I know he hasn't been feeling well, but I appreciate your being here, Nicholas. Our complex but exciting academic tower project, we're starting to call it the tower because it involves more than, not more important than, but a more comprehensive array of services and programs than only in the academic sphere. It's truly going to be a comprehensive tower that I think is going to be just incredibly exciting. So as you're aware, Nicholas is leading this project in collaboration with and under the direction of our Board of Trustees Capital Projects Advisory Committee. And I know everyone's really interested in how this project is unfolding. So Nicholas has agreed to offer kind of an update. Nicholas, thank you again.
Sure, no problem. Good afternoon, everyone. The project is going well. I want to just begin by thanking everyone for the feedback. First of all, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive and fantastic, and encouraged by the fact there were only a few uses that we either forgot or through oversight did not include in the tower plans. Right now we're on two distinct tracks. The first, on all the questions and feedback we received, myself and the team is working on responses, and those will be distributed no later than January. And then we will update the plans in accordance with that dialogue based upon responses to questions. In addition to that, the second track is really the capital stack, basically going out and finding the money. And we are currently pursuing aggressively pursuing two very positive avenues with the state. One is the New Jersey Tax Incentive Program, which we hope to learn more about in the spring, but we believe we will more than qualify as an anchor institution. The second one, which you may have read a little bit about before Thanksgiving, is the New Jersey Educational Facilities Authority has recently been awarded $400 million in the budget by Governor Murphy. And we are pursuing those dollars because we think that the tower would certainly qualify. So as we proceed down these tracks, we will continue to provide updates to the community. I would encourage anyone with any additional feedback to please provide them so that as we finalize plans, we could make sure that the tower addresses the needs for Hudson County Community College, not only for today, but going to the future. Thank you, Chris.
So much. How about a round of applause for Nicholas? This is not an easy project. Next, I've asked Vice President for Advancement and Communications, Nicole Johnson, to offer an update on this Thursday's Foundation Holiday Gala. That's this Thursday, which is entitled Hats Off to Hudson's Heroes. And she's also going to mention tomorrow's Giving Tuesday campaign. Nicole, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reber. Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to usher in our 24th Hats Off to Hudson Heroes Gala, and I want to thank all involved in helping to make this upcoming event successful. A special thanks to Mirta Sanchez, as well as Ara and everyone at our Culinary Arts Center and all of my colleagues who have had a role in helping to make this event come true. We have tickets to sell up until the day of, even at the door. And I'm excited to say that so far, we've raised $174,000. That's 38% above last year's revenue, with 155 tickets sold to date. We still have our 50/50 raffles to sell, and for those who may not be able to attend, there is the chance to win a first prize, which is a 40% take on all tickets sold. Second prize, 6%. Third prize, 4% of our total raffle collection. I would love to turn your attention to Giving Tuesday. As Dr. Reber shared, it is a global day of giving where those of us who have charities and people and organizations of choice make a decision to give back to them in a way that benefits so many in a myriad of ways. Our Giving Tuesday celebration and planning is already underway, and I would like to share just the names of individuals who have made the decision to share a quote with us, a video, and to share our post as the day approaches. And after the day concludes, we'll be fundraising for Giving Tuesday through the end of the week. And the individuals include Ronnie Sevilla, who is our foundation board member, Nadia James, who's an alumna of the college and also works and supports our grants office, and Joe Caniglia. Please let me apologize now if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. Let me know afterwards. I'd like to get it perfect next time. Quafacia Ransom, who's an alumna class of 2018, has participated. Jeannie Cretella, who is an HCCC Foundation board member. Ellie Kamali, who is on staff here, as well as a member of our ACC Development and Planning team. Chef Renee Hewitt, class of 2018. Latrinda Ross, class of 2004. Brian Barashina, alumnus, class of 2002, Dr. Karkashian, Reedy Shaw, who's an alumna class of 2019, Brianna Heim, staff and alumna class of 2020, Titus Burgess, generous foundation supporter, who will be doing a video as well, Dr. Reber, of course, and finally, Dr. Karana, chair of our ACC Development and Planning team. And I really want to shout out Chastity Farrell, who helped to encourage some of our alums to participate in this effort. I hope that you'll look for us and our shout outs on Giving Tuesday on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube. And our hashtags are #GivingTuesday 2021, HCCC Giving Tuesday 2021, and HCCC Foundation. I want to thank everyone for your attention, and I hope to see you at the gala or on Giving Tuesday online. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your leadership, Nicole. And you can see many of those testimonials and quotes on our website, on our YouTube channel, and they're really inspirational. They're really fun as well. So finally, as all of you are aware, our Office of Human Resources is launching an annual award and recognition program for all employees, certainly appropriate hearing the outcomes of so many people's work here. We want to celebrate and thank our colleagues for their excellence and for truly living and breathing our shared experience that Hudson is home. So I've asked Vice President for HR, Anna Krapitsky, to provide an update on the Hudson is Home Employee Recognition Program, and then we will go into questions and comments. Anna.
Dr. Reber, and good afternoon, everyone. If you haven't heard me say, I really love my job. One of the reasons why I love my job is that I've had the pleasure of notifying employees, teams, colleagues that they've been nominated. We've had, as of a few minutes ago, 76 nominations. And it's many more people who are actually nominated because a lot of the nominations are team and collaborate nominations. So we have a lot to celebrate next week on December 8th at 2 p.m. Please join us. You may have seen the save the date this morning. All nominees are invited. We want to celebrate. I always say I want to celebrate the nominees more so than the award winners, but the award winners would really be important. We have 7 categories that we will be awarding. And this Wednesday, so the nominations window closes tomorrow. If each person in this room or on WebEx submits at least one nomination, will be way over 100. I think that's a pretty good goal to have. Way over 100, very easy peasy. So on Wednesday, I appreciate those who have volunteered for the selection committee, and we will go over all the nominations, and the committee will choose who we will award the following Wednesday. So again, we have a lot to celebrate. I want to give a special shout out to Lisa Williams, who has disappeared, but who has very passionately and has been helping me with this process. So thank you to each and every one of you who had submitted a nomination, to each and every nominee who has been nominated. And we're all looking forward to celebrating next Wednesday. Did I mention there's going to be cocktails and a refresher and food at the celebration? So thank you, Dr. Reber, for that. And that's it. Thank you.
Excellent. I don't know that I realized there are going to be cocktails, but that's cool. Okay, so that's an awful lot of information, but such worthy information to be sharing and celebrating. We now want to open it to questions and comments.